What's up, everybody? It is good to be back in the studio again today and continue our series of short videos talking about just my experience, documenting my experience with my 3 most common tools. We might do 4, we might do 5, I don't even know yet. But all of my common tools that I use, right? The most common tools that I use. Top 1 was Pro Tools. Number 2 was REAKTOR, right? Number 3 is definitely for me Kontakt, because I use this for all sorts of samples. I have a ton of different sample libraries now that I am a complete ultimate owner. So, I mean, I also have tons of third-party stuff, namely all the GGD libraries. I mean, there's just tons of stuff that I have. It's important that this works well, right? It's important that this stuff works well. So far, once again, other than a few sort of visual maybe glitches here and there, it's really been spot on, and the experience is once again just buttery smooth. Other than a few mistimed samples on my part, it's been great. It's been absolutely great. So far, so good. Loading sample libraries, it takes a second. I've got my stuff sitting on a USB drive. It might be faster if I moved it to a different drive. Whatever. It really is whatever. So far, so good. It's really just been absolute buttery smoothness. So Strings Pro, this is a typical sort of not CPU intensive. I just mean it got a lot of different sounds that it kind of loads into it. It's a from experience, if you own this, it's a large library. It's one of the larger libraries. It takes a little bit of time to download. But look, as you can see, I'm just talking. We're already halfway loaded. Just buttery smooth. That was nice. That was really nice. So yeah, I haven't even checked out this library yet. Let's see what this is all about. Thrill. I'm sure there's a ton of cool stuff in here that sound design wise is probably super. Oh yeah. No wonder it's called Thrill. There's some stuff that's geared towards sound design, sort of people, or techniques, or just, sound design, sort of sounds where there's sort of cool blends between, organic instruments and atmospheric or, non-organic sort of synthesized instruments. So I find that stuff sort of super interesting because that's the sort of stuff I like to blend together in my music anyway. you know? So it's like bringing those two, clashing those two concepts together. And that's cool. That's pretty rad, I have to say. What else can we load into here? I know that somebody mentioned they were having a problem with one of the GGD kits. Not a, I mean, a visual problem, just a problem with some of the some of the graphics loading in a weird way. And I wonder if opening one of these up, yeah. I mean, so far so good. So, namely, just be patient. You know, check that little bar. I wish that were a little bigger sometimes, but check that little bar and make sure all your samples are loaded, and then. I mean, so far so good. You know, the GGD libraries are the ones I most commonly use. Just because, you know, while I'm not recording, you know, actual acoustic drum sounds in my space at the moment, right? Stay tuned. But while I'm not doing that at the moment, this is where I get all of my live drum sounds for the most part right now. They're just fantastic. So, yeah, mainly just wait for your stuff to load and then have a rip. I know this church burner was one of my favorites. Load that sound. So, yeah, just buttery smoothness. And there's not much else I can really say so far. I mean, you know, my experience has really just been that. It's just been buttery smooth. I really haven't had any drama or any sort of complaints. And maybe that's, you know, it might be different for different people. You know, you might have different versions of the software that you're using. I like to keep the version of the software up to date at all times, just because I know how this stuff works. You know, sometimes fixing software issues takes a bit of time. And once that update, you know, or once that thing rolls out, generally speaking, it's going to be not only backward compatible, but it's going to fix some dramatic issues that have been causing people pain for a while. Normally that's the case, right? So I like, as a philosophy, keep all my stuff as up to date as possible for that reason. And all I can say is buttery smoothness. This is cool. I don't know what this is just like a that's action strings. I'm just demoing stuff at random, you know, just pulling it up. Real fun. Just demoing it at random, you know. I don't even have headphones. I don't have headphones on. I'm literally using my system to just record the audio using my audio hijack program that I typically use to record. Everything is just running buttery smooth, right? The QuickTime recording the show so far. It's the first time I've recorded the show on the new computer, right? These videos. So what can I say? Alicia's keys. What can I say? So she's got a Yamaha piano. And I mean, her sensibility and her playing, everything is just perfect when she plays. You know, when you hear her put her hands on the piano, it's all the notes are just freaking fantastic. Buttery smooth. That is the overall impression. That ought to be the title of the video. I don't know yet. But that's the experience so far. Just buttery smoothness. And it's pretty awesome. So top 3 tools out of the gate. So far so good. I already know my number 4 tool, Maschine 2, which I've just picked this up over the past couple of years and have really been going to town sequencing stuff on this because it's just so freaking fun. It's just a different. I encourage you to do that, man. If you have a DAW, don't be married to an idea. Don't think that, look, most guys are going to tell you stick with one thing, right? Learn all the shortcuts, get as powerful as you can in one thing. That's true. That's definitely, that's definitely not true, right? Which means that it's true. Basically, you know, you want to learn whatever program you use most dominantly as thoroughly as you can. But once you do that, or even during the process of doing that, get yourself into something else as well, or a number of things as well. Don't limit yourself in what you can work in, because when you shift your environment, dude, your mindset changes. You know, you get creatively different wavelengths going in your brain. You see things differently. You hear things differently. You work differently. You know, take the same song and the same creative process and put them through a few different DAWs. They might sound the same if you try to have them sound the same. But if you actually embrace what you're doing and use some of the cool features of other things, which is what I'm doing in Maschine, and really that program is married to the hardware in such a way that it just makes it really an awesome experience. So that'll probably be the next video that I do. And again, you know, I can already say from experience, it's been buttery smooth. So far, so good. No complaints. So really exciting, really fresh, really immediate. Everything I was hoping for, and then some. And I think even with all the buttery smoothness, it can only get more buttery from here. Once everything starts to be a universal app and natively supported on the new Apple Mac M1. Again, I'm not trying to say, you know, you go buy this. I'm not trying to advocate you do this. Is just, I'm just documenting. I'm just punching my ticket here a little bit and documenting my experience, because I think it's important. I think it's important to know that we're on the cusp of a really cool time in computing technology, and I think for audio engineers, it's a really exciting time. So just want to put that message out into the community, mainly document my personal experience, and maybe I'll keep these going throughout the year or years. I think it can only get more buttery smooth from here. Until next time.